Let's dive into some men's basketball right now. There's a lot of really good things going on. Teams jockeying for position as we get closer to the conference tournament. What's something that you've seen or somebody that you've seen that's really impressed you to this point?
Well, obviously, you got to talk about Louisiana Tech because they were the conference preseason favorite. Speedy Smith, I'm telling you, you watch this young man at the guard position, he is outstanding. And when you have a great point guard, it makes everybody around you better. That's been one of their keys. I'm most impressed with Western Kentucky. I've had them twice this year against Louisville and against UTEP. And I'm telling you, they do a great job. They've got the complete team, and they're playing with such confidence. And when you talk to the coaching staff, the one thing that stands out, this team's got unity. They know that one guy may not play well, but the other guys pick him up. They've got all the makings of a great team because they've got good guard play, good inside play, good defense, good shot blocking. I really like Western Kentucky, and this is a great time of the year because everybody's jockeying for positions.
Well, let's stay with Western Kentucky. You've got guys like TJ Price and George Fant. Is there a better 1-2 punch in the league than those two guys?
Not that I've seen. I'll tell you what. First of all, I want to talk about George Fant because he gets the most out of his size of anybody in Conference USA. Watching the two games against Louisville and against UTEP, as I mentioned, this guy plays 100% of the time. He is a beast inside. But TJ Price, this guy can beat you off the dribble. You can't leave him open because he'll kill you with the three-point shot. And when you have that inside-outside play, it makes it very tough for opponents' defenses because you can't leave either one of those guys open.
Well, you talk about teams trying to defend those two guys. Louisiana Tech hands WKU their first loss of the season. Mike White's team now 17-5 on the year. The Bulldogs have won 24 straight games at home to this point in the season. Are they the team to beat in Conference USA right now?
I think you have to say so because they're returning 4 starters to this team, and they've got the complete team. Again, you look at the fact that coming into this week, they've won 9 of their last 10, and they've done it convincingly. That's what's so impressive. And I like what Mike White's done. He's done an outstanding job, but he's taken this team, and a lot of times when you have 4 starters coming back, you got a lot of confidence, you got a little bravado, but this team has stayed hungry the entire season. They continue to play well, and I think Mike White's got these guys rolling, and right now, you have to say they're the favorite.
Let's head a little further east out to all the way to the coast now. Old Dominion quietly 17-4 on the year with guys like Trey Freeman, Aaron Baycoat really leading this team. Joe Lunardi, Bracketology on ESPN, has had them an 11 seed, a 10 seed, all the way down to a 6 seed. He seems to be impressed right now. Is this a dark horse team in Conference USA right now?
Not anymore, because I think they've pulled off some upsets this year, but you have to go back and look what Jeff Jones has done as a coach. He's been successful every place he has been. He was successful as a player, successful as a coach, and he exudes that confidence. And these players now believe in him. I think last year, coming into this year, I should say that, they still were wondering, what are we going to do? What kind of system are we going to run? But now they believe in the system, and I've seen it throughout my entire career. Once players believe in the system, believe in the coach, they play harder, and they usually win, and I think that's important for ODU right now.
Well, another team that's playing really well right now, UAB 7-2 on the season. Really impressive what Jared Hass has done. Probably one of the most balanced teams in Conference USA.
I think you hit the word right on the head when you talk about balance, because you talk about the leading scorer for the Blazers and Robert Brown, but look at the next 7 players on that team. They all average between 6 and 8 points. When you have that kind of balance, tough to play defense against. Want to talk about the fact that Jared Hass and the job he has done. I think, coming into the season, a lot of us weren't sure what kind of team he would have. But here's a guy that not only played, but also coached with the legendary Roy Williams, a Hall of Famer. He learned very well the system that Roy runs. He's adapted it to the players he has at UAB. Jared Hass, I think right now, if I'm talking about Coach of the Year, he's got to be in the conversation come the end of the season. He's done an outstanding job.
Let's get over to the standings as Louisiana Tech and WKU are at the top of the totem pole, followed by UAB, Old Dominion, and UTEP. Ron, has there been one team that's really surprised you so far?
I think that's a great question because, I was thinking about that, and probably UTEP. I thought they'd be a little bit farther along, but once again, Vince Hunter had the injury to his leg. He hasn't played at 100% in a couple of weeks, and I think that has really hurt them. But I look at this. When you look at these top 5, maybe even 6 teams, the top 4 spots get buys in the conference championship, which is coming up in Birmingham, Alabama. You're fighting. You want that extra day off. And I think all of these teams right now are fighting to get that bye week. I think UTEP is going to kick it in. They played a tough schedule, and I think that's going to pay off come conference championship time.
Well, as we get closer to the conference championship, 5 weeks left in the season. Teams trying to keep that momentum, move into better position, headed into the conference championship. What are some upcoming matches that you're really looking forward to?
Louisiana Tech at Middle Tennessee. We mentioned that's back-to-back road games for Louisiana Tech. But going to Murfreesboro is not easy, whether you're the men's or the women's team. It's tough to play there. And over the last 4 years, Middle Tennessee has only lost 6 home games. They've won something like 54 of those. Incredible place to play, and I think it's going to be a very difficult week at Louisiana Tech. We'll kind of get a better idea, I think, in a couple of weeks just how good La Tech is. Well, I think the big one has to be Old Dominion at UTEP, because here you have Old Dominion, top defensive team in Conference USA, giving up just about 57 points a game in conference play, 15th in the NCAA, but they've got to go into a tough place to play in El Paso. If you've never been to a game at UTEP, you got to go. The fans really get into it. They love their basketball down there. It's going to be loud, it's going to be crowded, and you look at the defenses that Tim Floyd plays. He'll play 5, 6, 7, 8 defenses in the first half alone. That's going to be tough for ODU, especially on the road. You've got to maintain your composure. That's a key matchup.
Well, fans, don't forget the 2015 Conference USA Basketball Championship will be held March 11th through March 14th in Birmingham, Alabama. The top 12 teams on both the men's and the women's side will compete for the CUSA basketball crown. And if you'd like to win a trip to see the conference championship, be sure to enter our Tweetest Fan Contest. Follow Conference USA on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for your chance to win lots of great prizes, the grand prize being a free trip to the basketball championship in Birmingham.